10 tips to supercharge your GMAT preparation. Hi everyone, I'm Jackson. I've scored 760 on the GMAT and I am the creator of best-selling Udemy courses on GMAT preparation. Check out them in the link if you're interested. In this video, let me give you 10 tips to ensure that you're approaching GMAT in the right way, and these 10 tips will help you supercharge your GMAT preparation. Tip number 1. When you start your GMAT preparation, approach it from the standpoint of first principles. What do I mean with that? Let's say you're starting off with your GMAT preparation, don't just blindly start preparing for it. Take some time, think of what are the different formats of GMAT. What are the different sections that are there on the GMAT? What are the different topics that will be tested, for example, for problem solving or data sufficiency? What are the different options that you will see in every data sufficiency question? What are the different reading comprehension and critical reasoning question types that are common on the GMAT, and so on and so forth. So spend some time to understand what you're actually dealing with. This will help you build confidence in your strategy of tackling or mastering the GMAT. Tip number 2. Don't overdo what I just told in tip number 1. Don't spend weeks trying to analyze and understand the GMAT in detail. What I mentioned in tip number 1 should be done at max in one day. You just need to understand a thorough and good overview of GMAT and the different sections and what is tested, etc. to help you get started in the right direction. You can always improve upon your knowledge and build upon your strategies and understanding and things like that as you go on with your preparation. So don't overdo tip number 1. That's tip number 2. Tip number 3. Prepare a study plan to tackle or master the GMAT. But when you do that, use common sense. A study plan should not be something that cripples you. How can a study plan cripple you? If you spend weeks thinking about the best study plan, if you're worried whether your study plan is actually the best way to tackle the GMAT, and you keep thinking about it in such a manner, then probably it's not the right thing that you're doing. Your study plan should be something that helps you and enables you to move forward in the right direction. What are some of the few and important things that should be there which you consider when you prepare your study plan? Let me give you a few pointers. 1, it should help you complete the entire syllabus of what is going to be tested on the GMAT. Secondly, incorporate into your study plan practicing problems in a mixed manner once you have completed with structured preparation and your fundamentals are strong. And finally, ensure that you have time-based exams because the GMAT is timed. So ensure that you also take time-based exams to hone your time management skills, which is very crucial for the exam. And also ensure that you build in revision into your study plan. It's not that you just go ahead and complete everything once, because if you don't revise it, there's a high probability that you will forget important things that you learned. So build revision also into your study plan. As long as you have these components in your study plan, remember, you're good to go. Just get started. And remember something that Dwight Eisenhower said, which is something that I kind of like, is plans are nothing, planning is everything. So it's very important that you plan and you have a plan, but the plan is not the ultimate thing. It's nothing written in stone. You can always improve it, make it better, as long as you keep the things like a high level time frame that you've kept for it, for yourself, etc. As long as you can maintain that, you can always improve your study plan and keep progressively making it better. So get started as soon as you have your study plan, and it should not take much time to create one. That was tip number 3. Tip number 4. Try to learn from those who have aced the GMAT. Try to learn the best practices from them. Try to learn things that they have done wrong probably in their preparation and that may have cost them time and things like that. So again, you don't have to reinvent the wheel for yourself. You can always learn from those who went before you, gave the GMAT and did well on it. Now, I've prepared my Udemy courses based on what I've learned through my own GMAT preparation. So I've put in hours and hours of content on Udemy. Do check it out. It'll definitely help you in your structured preparation and in building your fundamentals. Tip number 5. Ensure that you time box preparation time every day into your schedule. That's very important. You may be a person who is best for studies, who's best at studies during the morning. In such a case, ensure that you put in good sufficient amount of time, you time box it into your early part of the day. If you're a person who's a night owl, then time box distraction free time during the later part of the day. Whatever works for you is good, but ensure that you time box distraction free time. And a beautiful technique which you can use during your studies to ensure that your study time is distraction free is the Pomodoro technique. Go ahead and check it out. So it's basically setting a timer for that period of time. You can either set it from, let's say your time is 25 minutes at a stretch for preparation. So you can have the timer start at 25 and it goes on till 0. That's the typical Pomodoro method which you can use. And if you want to do it in a different way, like you can start from 0 and then go, and you can go higher and higher, and probably you can have something in your mind like I will study at least for 25 minutes. So you ensure that you will not stop before 25 minutes. But if you're finding yourself in a state of flow at the 25-minute mark, you keep going ahead. So do check out the Pomodoro. There are various apps which you can download on your mobile phone to make use of the Pomodoro. So that will be very helpful to ensure that your study time is distraction free. I use that frequently. It's been very useful for me. Tip number 6. Prioritize efficiency over speed. It's not about completing everything in 1 week. That's one thing in which you may prioritize speed over efficiency, which is wrong. When you study something, ensure that you actually learn whatever you are aiming to learn. So what does that mean? Once your study session is over, you should be able to take a blank sheet of paper and you should be able to write down in a structured manner with a few words what you actually learned. So ensure that you actually learn. It's not about spending a lot of time, quantity, or covering everything very quickly, speed. What matters is efficiency. Now, this is also important when it comes to solving problems. Don't try to quickly solve problems because that may hamper your accuracy. Rather than when you start with your preparation, just naturally try to solve it as soon as you can, but in an efficient manner. And you will find that as you keep doing this and as your fundamentals get stronger, your speed of tackling questions will naturally improve. So prioritize efficiency over speed. Tip number 7. Practice with the right material. Do make use of the official guide that the GMAT releases. So they have beautiful problems. It will very much help you, especially in the verbal section. So do make use of official material, but there is a caveat over here. The official guide has questions all mixed up. Before you go ahead and solve them, ensure that your fundamentals are thorough. So without structured preparation, you will not be able to contain what you learn. It will be just here and there. So ensure that first your fundamentals are strong, for which you have to prepare in a structured manner. You have to take topic by topic. Inside a topic, you should learn all the different possible types of questions that can come from that particular topic. For example, if it's quant, or let's say if it's verbal, or let's take critical reasoning, you should know what are the different types of questions, what are the ways in which you identify the conclusion, what are the ways in which you can differentiate between a premise and a conclusion, how do you identify an assumption, how do you strengthen, how do you weaken, and so on and so forth. So you should know all those concepts. Your fundamentals should be strong, and after that you should ensure that you practice all the official questions that are available. Like you can buy the quantitative review or verbal review or data insights review books. You can buy the official guide and you can go through those as well. So ensure first structured preparation, strong fundamentals, and then practice more and more official questions. Now, if you need help with your structured preparation to build rock solid fundamentals, do check out my Udemy courses. I've put in hours and hours to prepare those, and they're very thorough courses. They'll help you improve your fundamentals and build a rock solid foundation upon which you can build further by solving more and more questions and build your confidence on the day of exam. If you have prepared in a structural manner with structured preparation, and if you've done sufficient practice, and if you have taken mock exams, on the day of exam, you will find real confidence. That was tip number 7. Tip number 8. When you prepare, remember, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. You may need approximately 3 months is what I would suggest to prepare. Like at least 3 months is a good amount of time to really prepare and crack the exam. Now again, it will vary upon your particular circumstances, but I would say 3 or 4 months should be what you target. And unless you're very close to the round and the deadlines and you need to really write it quickly, then probably if you can take out the time, spend 1 or 2 months completely dedicated to preparation and you can still write it. But if you're doing it along with a job, probably 3 to 4 months is what I would advocate. And when you do that, remember, it's again 3 or 4 months is a long period of time. It's not a sprint, it's not a day, it's not just a few days, it's 3 or 4 months. So take it as a marathon, take care of your health, eat healthy, exercise, sleep well, and take regular breaks when you need them. So that's very important to keep up your momentum during that period. All right. Now, tip number 9. That's very important to achieve really a very high score. Like if you want to crack the 99 percentile gap and if you want to reach that level, then maintain a positive attitude. That's very important. Even if you have setbacks, like let's say you gave some mock exam or you gave a practice test, you did not do well, or you're finding particular difficulty with one particular section, whatever the case may be, stay positive. Think about it logically. Why did you make that silly mistake? It's not because you don't have the intelligence that's required. It probably is because you have not practiced such questions. Probably you have not dealt with all the types of questions that are possible from a section. Or why is it that you are not able to solve that particular question? Think about it logically and make a plan on improving yourself. Take it positively and keep moving forward. Let me give you one more tip which helps to think positive. Let's say you're having some particular type of setback. Now, among the thousands and thousands of people who write the GMAT, don't you think it's very probable that there are at least a few who did face similar difficulties but did overcome and scored and achieved a very high score? I would say that has a very high probability. So my advice for you is you be that person. Stay positive, overcome obstacles and achieve your goal. Finally, tip number 10, which is very important, complete what you started. You started your GMAT preparation. Now don't let it drag on for months and months and months. If you wanted to do it in 3 months, do complete it in 3 months, or at the max, if for example you thought of giving it 4 months, all right, do complete it in that stipulated amount of time. Stay consistent to your plan. Leave aside other things for the 3 or 4 months that you are preparing for this exam. Focus. When you have time boxed your time, spend that time with focus. Let it be quality time that you prepare, and you will notice that as you keep practicing consistently and as you do it in the right order, that is, you build your fundamentals first and then you keep practicing more and more, you will see that you will develop the skill to efficiently solve questions, whatever the type it is, with high accuracy. It will naturally start coming to you. You will, for example, if you're doing a critical reasoning question, you will immediately notice the conclusion of the argument. You will immediately see possibilities that today you may find difficult. Maybe it's taking a lot of time for you. You may not be able to eliminate some options, or maybe it's some maths question or quantitative question which you're not able to solve quickly. You're not getting a hint, or you could face various difficulties. But as you keep consistently preparing, building your fundamentals and then practicing more questions and then taking time-based tests, as you keep doing this faithfully, you will notice that there will come a point where your confidence will go to the next level. You will start solving problems with ease and you will be ready to achieve your dream. So don't drag on and keep postponing things for tomorrow. Complete what you started. All the best in your preparation. Do remember to subscribe to this channel for more content, and all the best in your preparation. Let me tell you, you can do it.